My name is Chastity. So many of you already know me as I've done a few videos here and there before, so I just want to reach out and share with you that, wow, I feel like we've kind of been in a vice grip, right? Feels like all of the nerves and just like axons, dendrites, nothing's like the neurons, nothing's connecting, and things are kind of fried, and our heads are kind of in a vice, and our bodies are kind of under a lot of pressure. And I feel like just not too long ago we actually had a little bit of a time to come up and breathe, and I had shared a video or had shared a message and said, now's the time, now's the time to come up and take a breath. And more and more, what I'm seeing is just, it's so beautiful. More and more I'm seeing starseeds, indigos, crystals, just people waking up all over the planet. It's all over everywhere. It's everywhere. And, I think that this pandemic that we're in has really been a huge catalyst for this. And one of the things that I always kept to just my clients. I've been working with clients since 2013 with energy work. I was a Reiki master, became a Reiki master teacher, and a lot of my clients were saying, "Are you sure you're doing Reiki? Are you sure that, excuse me, that this is what we're doing?" When I started teaching Reiki classes, and that was really a really good question. The answer was yes. It's definitely what I started with. And my guides kind of stepped aside and shifted out, and new guides came in. And I started remembering things from when I was much younger. So anyway, started working with people from 2013, and this is about 2015, 2016, when I had my last child. She was the last pregnancy I believe I'll have on this planet anyway. And that really was a huge transformation for me. And the recovery and the transmutation of my old self into the remembering of my new self really started coming online. And my healing abilities really changed, or perhaps it's a healing awareness. I'm not really sure how to verbalize that. And it keeps changing and expanding. And I've been teaching not Reiki classes, but I've been teaching other healing classes for about 3 years now. And it's been about how to, teaching other people how to connect to their higher selves, understand that they don't have, 2 strands of DNA, that there's, we have 12 strands of DNA, and then it goes up to 144, potentially, for some beings. And that one of the most important things to understand is that there are dark controllers on this planet, and what we're fighting and what we're facing is a war over consciousness. And that war over consciousness is, it's so strong, it's so ingrained into our being. And the first thing to do is to recognize that. And for so many of us, for so many of the light workers and starseeds, it's something that we know because we're aware of it. Something I've been aware of my entire life. I've always been able to see the unseen without issue. And honestly, it scared me so much when I was younger. I had said, "Please don't let me see anymore. I don't want to see. I can't see this." And for quite a few years, I couldn't see. And then I thought, "Oh God, please let me see. Please let me see," because it was more intense to feel, right? It was like, I need to see what I'm feeling. And so, eventually my vision came back online, you know, in 2013 when I started, you know, working with clients one-on-one, and then now I have, I'm also a licensed massage practitioner or therapist. We used to be practitioners here in Washington. We're massage therapists now. So it's really interesting when you have manual palpation and you can feel and see what's going on. My hands can feel and see, and then it goes beyond. So I work on multidimensional levels and throughout different timelines to be able to create healing, help, assist, and hold space for able to do etheric surgeries, so removing implants put in by dark controllers, help understand really what the war over consciousness is about, and help ancestral lineages. So I'm a boots on the ground kind of girl, right? I would classify myself as more indigo, more of a doer, more of a activator. I know that I specifically carry codes that are activated in other people. I've seen it on the table. I've seen it. I do remote sessions as well, and so I've seen it happen. I can see and feel those activations. The frequency of the room changes when I walk in. It's easy for people like us, starseeds, light workers, indigos, crystals, for us to be really drained, you know, being around people, being around situations, being in certain places, all where we all have a structure that includes buildings, so homes, businesses are structures. You know, my business has to have a structure, our bodies have a structure. Excuse me, when I run energy, I get a little bit burpy sometimes, and so it comes, excuse me. Back to structures. So, you know, understanding what structures we can be around, what structures we affect, how we affect them, how they affect us. You know, how long is it going to take before we, you know, can go to the, you know, run into the grocery store and run out to whichever store, right? Whatever that frequency, whatever those frequencies are, and just be aware of them. Some really amazing groups have been very helpful to help me understand the type of being that I am and the type of what we hold inside as human beings to work with, what we have access to, the healing capabilities we have access to. It's really quite amazing. I have found a group called ES, so Energetic Synthesis, and Lisa Renee and her husband Tomas run this group, and that has been very, very helpful to help me understand, you know, why does this violet flame come out of me, or what is this blue flame I'm working with? What, you know, what is it, you know, what is my connection to angels, or, you know, why does the King Arthur timeline make sense to me, or the Yeshua timelines, and, you know, why do the goddess energies that are out there and so infiltrated right now, right? Like, how does all this make sense, and how does it affect our consciousness and our vibrations, and, you know, how much of our light world, of the light workers and of this new age has been completely hijacked and, you know, turned into love and light, and they're missing this really big piece, this really important piece, that there are dark controllers, right? And our sovereignty is just that. Like, we need to claim our own sovereignty. We are sovereign. I am a sovereign being. I am a God sovereign free being, right? And so other groups I've seen have been coming out Some really great books written by Paul Selig, channeled by Paul Selig, have been a huge help understanding the I am. And what's really fantastic is the group that comes in very strongly for me are the Melchizedeks, and that's actually who he channels. So those are very comforting. Those books are very comforting for me and make sense to me and really activate codes inside of me. I have Orion codes in my hands. It's easier for me to remove certain types of entities that are embedded in the body and in different places. So I just wanted to share a little bit about myself. I found some other YouTube channels and people that have been very helpful in spreading truth. Laura Eisenhower's YouTube channel has been very informative, and through her, then I found Magenta Pixie, and there's a group of women that they recently interviewed together and did a round table, which was really fun. And I thought, oh my gosh, these are my people, right? This is like, we are all finding each other and coming together and just holding the light. We're holding the light. And I'm here in Washington, and we have an amazing art gate here. And so lots of mother coming through, lots of mother codes opening up, lots of new timelines opening up, so lots of memories coming online for so many of us. And sometimes they don't make sense, and that's one of the things I also help my clients with, is help them understand their own memories, false memories, so you can have holographic inserts placed into your vision. And that happens to healers a lot too. You know, they'll get these visions, and they could be false images. And so really understanding what is true and what is not true, what is a hologram, what is not a hologram, is that a real memory and not a real memory? And then that goes back into, the teachings and the courses that I do. Teaching, how to be true to yourself. What is your yes and no? How do you assess? How do you discern? Remove judgment, replace judgment with discernment, and learn how to really speak to your higher self, and really learn how to connect with the guides and who you're talking to, right? That's really very important. Who am I talking to? Some things that are very exciting for me, and I think for my clients too, is the language of light, or light language. A lot of people are saying stuff like that. So in session work, my hands move a lot, or things are going, and they're different. It's a different type of language that happens, and so it's moving energies, shifting frequencies, and doing stuff like that. But lately, I've had different sound codes and activations. I was listening to a gal named Bridget. I think she goes by Bridget HD, and she connects in with her light language with the Arcturians. And it's like I listened to her, and I thought, oh my gosh, all of a sudden inside of me, these activations just started happening. It was like, I remember, like I was recognizing her language, and she does very beautiful work, and I was recognizing that, and it started activating in me something that I have actually kept down for a good couple of years. I was like, I'm not going to make those noises, or I'm not going to, sound like that. And it's just been about, moving over my small self, meeting myself up in the upper room, and calling out who I am, right? I am here, I am here, I am here, and working from that space. And if that means that this language comes out, then this language comes out, and it has, and it's been coming out more and more frequently, during spontaneous meditations that I've been doing with my group, and things like that. So, be patient. Be patient with yourself. Send yourself so much love. And, ways we can send love are extra rest, connecting with community, connecting with like-minded people, right? Turning off the BS, right? Pardon me. So turning off the BS when we are on social media, or listening to other people, and if it's not in alignment with your mission, if it's not in alignment with where you are, it's okay to just let it go. You have no obligations, you have no strings attached. Let it go. And so connecting with like-minded people, that's loving yourself. That's acknowledging who you are and what you stand for. Eating good food, staying away from processed foods, drinking water, good water, right? Listening to your body. For me personally, fresh vegetables, I've been doing even just in smaller amounts, and a huge increase in fresh fruits. So I've been making a lot of smoothies. I've been having a call for magnesium. Vitamin C powder has been very helpful in keeping my immune system boosted. There are other things I use for detoxifications and whatnot. So today I've just had this incredible headache, and I just have this information to get out, and I wanted to share it with everybody, and just to say, be strong, shine your light, find your family, and welcome home. So I love each of you watching, each of you being called. It's like I could just, at nighttime, I can just see the lights turning on, right? Just so many of us awakening, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful and so moving. And so I just want to close with a little bit of a nice deep breath. And just connecting into Source, connecting into our higher self, and connecting into the planet, calling in the 13th pillar, asking Mother to anchor in our space. Ganya aha inya aha omo ana asiya ma akiti aya ya. Anaya insia unga inga unya nya si. Wala inya onya kunya anya osi anya unga nya unga nga 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You are here. You are here. You are here. Much love to each of you. Thank you so much for listening.